Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Napa Valley College Field, home of the Napa Valley College Storm. We're here on a beautiful sunny day. It's a great day for baseball this May 7th. It's sunny and 70 degrees. There's a breeze blowing from right field towards left field, out a little bit. Here at NVC Field, it's 340 feet down the left field line to the fence, 390 feet straight away, and 315 feet to the right field fence. Today, the NVC Storm will be playing two 7-inning games against the Laney College Eagles. First game, we'll have starting pitchers Fontoni for NVC and Iosado for Laney. And we'll be underway shortly here. The umpires are currently going through the process of exchanging the lineup cards, and the teams are getting ready to take the field. We're happy to have you join us here on this great day. It's a shame we can't have you here in person, but until we can have more in-person attendance here at the field, we'll be happy to share baseball with you guys through the power of the internet. While the umpires are exchanging their lineup cards, let's run through them. For Laney, their leadoff batter is going to be number 3, Santos, their shortstop, followed by Satao, their third baseman. All right, apologies. I'm not going to try to get all of these names. I'm going to get them wrong. But it's number 3, number 4, number 15, number 27, number 31, number 24, 28, 12, and 9. Their shortstop, third baseman, center fielder, first baseman, catcher, left fielder, and right fielder, respectively. And the second baseman and their designated hitter hitting last. The Storm starting pitcher today is going to be Fontoni with their catcher, Kobe Sherwood. First base is going to be played by Eric Thomas. Second base today is going to be played by Dominic Poughton. Third base is going to be played by number 27, Caleb Jeske. The shortstop is going to be handled by number 19, Cole Schaefer. And then the left field is going to be filled in by number 24, Bronson Wyman. The center fielder today is going to be number 17, Tony Diaz. And the right fielder is going to be number 25, Wyatt Dorman. Starting pitcher Fontoni getting loose. In his last 2 starts, Fontoni went deep into the game. He threw a 7-inning complete game shutout, and then an 8-inning game where he only allowed 4 runs against Yuba. Yesterday we saw these two teams face off, and Laney took an early lead, and then the Storm came back to win 13-12. And now the first batter will be up to bat. This will be Santos, the shortstop for Laney. Number 3 getting loose, taking time to dig himself into the box. And the first pitch. Going to be outside for a ball. Swung on and chopped foul over the fence. Counts now 2-1. He'll take a called strike. Count will be 1-2. Outside breaking ball, swung on and missed. Struck him out for strike 3. Next batter up is going to be number 4. Sato, the third baseman for Laney. The pitch, outside for a ball. Swung on, hit to the shortstop, who'll throw to first. In time for the out. There's now 2 away, 1 by strikeout, 1 by a ground out to shortstop. Pitch. Taken for a called strike. Plate. An outside breaking ball. Taken for a ball. Fontoni sets. Swung on, chopped to second baseman, who will scoop it up and toss it to first base in time for the out. Bit of a wide throw, but still reeled in by the first baseman very well. And that's going to bring up the beginning of the Storm's order. We go to the bottom of the first.
Black Panther.
Here comes the leadoff batter for the Storm, number 27, Caleb Jeske. The designated, apologies, the third baseman. He'll chat for a moment with the umpire before digging into the box. Now the pitch. That'll be taken down the middle of the plate for a called strike. Nice breaking ball came back inside. Pitcher will get the sign, turn and deliver. Low and outside fastball for a ball. Another outside fastball. Count is now 1-2. Or apologies, 2-1. Caleb mounts the bat on his shoulder and the pitch. Low fastball in there for a called strike. The pitch and an outside breaking ball. And that'll fill the count out at 3-2. Caleb's going to step out of the batting box and get loose for a moment. And the pitch. Low and outside for a walk. And that'll be a leadoff walk for the Storm. As Jeske takes a moment to take off his padding and will trot down the first base line. And now number 19, Cole Schaefer, the shortstop, will come to the plate. The left-hander steps into the box, and the pitcher takes no time in coming to the belt. So first, and Jeske will dive back safely. Into the batter box. Caleb will take a hefty leadoff. Pitch will come to the plate. Jeske going to steal. Throw to second is going to be wide. And Caleb is safe at second. And that throw really kind of went wide. And there wasn't much chance of making that tag. And that was a good stolen base for Caleb Jeske. And he'll now take a hefty leadoff from second. Pitcher will glance back. And the pitch. He'll take that for a strike. The count will now be 2-1. Diaz to the plate. That'll be outside for a ball. Glance back to second. Long look back to second. And now to the plate. Swung on, popped up to center field. Center fielder's going to be back on it. That's gone! A 2-run homer for number 19, Cole Schaefer. And the Storm will take a 2-0 lead with no outs in the bottom of the first. And that ball was hit very high, and it just carried out to the center field fence. That was one well-hit ball. And the pitch. Low and outside. Ball one. The pitch. Low and outside. Ball 2. And that was 2 fastballs to the outside part of the plate there. Or just outside of the outside part of the plate, I should say. The delivery. Again, a low outside fastball. I thought I was going to take a moment at the rubber. Going to step in, and the pitch. High, and that'll be a 4-pitch walk for number 17, the center fielder, Tony Diaz. And that will call up number 3, the first baseman, Andrew Mcmahon. And throw back to first. It was high and a dive to the bag. Runner will be there safely. The left-hander steps into the box and waits for the pitch. Coming from the stretch. Throw back to first. And the runner will dive back with plenty of time to be safe. Pitcher trying to keep these base runners honest. From the stretch. And to the plate, outside. Nope, that'll catch the plate for the first strike. And the 0-1 pitch. Throw back to first. Again, a dive back in plenty of time. Now the pitch. Swung on and popped very high. And the catcher's going to come up under that and make the catch. That'll be for the first out of the game. Or rather, the first out of the bottom of the first. Now we'll bring up number 1, the second baseman, Dominic Fountain. Pitch out. He's going to catch the outside of the plate for a called strike. And that was a nice pitch right there. Just catching the black. Delivery to the home plate. That was a big, long breaking ball that fell in there for a nice called strike. Throw back to first. That will be in time to get there. Pitcher on the rubber. We'll throw. And that'll be tipped foul. And that was that same long breaking ball. And the batter really had to dive to go after that and just barely caught a piece of it. Now to the rubber. Oh, and that'll be swung on and a bounder to shortstop. Go to first will be late. And runners will be safe at second and at first. And that was just a explosive run down the first base line by by number 1, the second baseman. And that'll bring up 24, the left fielder. Bronson Wyman steps into the left-handed batter's box. Bat on his shoulder, hunched down, ready to go. The pitcher's going to look back at second and then deliver. And that'll be a high looked like a breaking ball that didn't really quite bite on the outside. One out, runners on second and first. And the throwback to second will get past the second baseman, and the runners will advance. And everybody's safe and will advance 90 feet. And now the first base is open. And that was a throw to second that just got by the second baseman and got out there to the center fielder, and he picked it up, but all the runners were able to make it another 90 feet along, 90 feet closer to home. Now to home. That'll be a fastball on the outside for a called strike. That was a nice pitch. Count is 1-1, 1 out. Here comes the delivery. That was a very good breaking ball, but just outside the plate, and that'll fall for a ball. A lot of movement on that pitch. And the delivery. Ooh, that was a low fastball for a strike. The count now 2-2. And home. Swung on, and that'll be missed for the first strikeout for the Storm of the game. And now there'll be 2 outs. And we'll bring up number 6, the catcher, Sherwood. Steps into the right-hander's box, loosens up, digs in. 2 outs, runners on second and third. The pitch. Low and outside for a fastball. Low and outside fastball for a ball. The pitcher gets the call from the stretch. Swung on and chipped foul into the backstop. Runner on third, a little ways off the line, a little ways down. Fountain off second, going to take a long lead off. That pitch will be taken high for a ball. And the pitch. That'll catch the outside of the plate for a called strike. That'll fill the count. 3-2, 2 outs, runners in scoring position. Storm lead the Laney Eagles by 2 here in the bottom of the first. The pitch. High and outside. My mistake. That will tie the count at 3-2. That'll be chopped foul down the third baseline. Batter's going to step out of the box and loosen up, and now he'll dig back in. From the stretch, the delivery. Swung on and missed, strike 3. That'll end the inning, but the Storm will get 2 off of 2 walks and 2 hits, a home run and a single.
I want to know who my representing hit or not.
Fourth batter now for the Laney Eagles, up against Napa Valley College pitcher Montoni. He'll get the sign and the delivery. Low and outside for a called strike. That'll be a high breaking ball that'll not quite hit the zone and be a ball. Counts now 1-1. The delivery. Low and outside fastball. Ball 2. Counts now 2-1. Mills, the first baseman, the batter. The pitch. That'll be taken for strike 2. That was a nice pitch. It's a nice outside fastball. Came in pretty quick. The pitch. An outside fastball. And Fontoni wasted no time keeping the pace high. He'll get the sign. And the delivery. Swung on and hit to the first baseman, who'll pop it up. And that'll be a hit down the first baseline. And that ball was hit hard. That ball was hit very hard, and the first baseman was on top of it, but just could not get a grip on it. And it popped off of his glove and up over his head, and the right fielder came in to cover it. Now from the stretch, Fontoni will deliver. That'll be a very well thrown strike. Counts 0-1. The runner take a lead off from first. The pitch. Breaking ball. That'll be outside the plate for a ball. Counts down 1-1. Fontoni looking over his shoulder at first base. The runner takes a larger leadoff. The pitch. That'll be just outside the plate for a ball. In the stretch, the pitcher glancing over to the first base. The throw will be low. Now they'll bring the count to 3-1. And Fontoni, who's been dominating the count this first inning, now seems to be getting behind in the count this second inning. That'll be high for a walk. A 4-1 walk. And that'll put Eagle runners on first base and second base. And bring up number 24, the left fielder, All. Fontoni will look back to second and pitch. Swung on and bounded foul down the third base line. Catcher's going to adjust his greaves before he gets back down into a squat. And Fontoni's going to find his place on the rubber. And the batter steps into the box and is ready. While Fontoni checks on the runners and throws. That's a nice breaking ball that'll stay high for a ball. The pitch be swung on and missed, and that was a well-thrown fastball to the outside of the plate, and All took a mighty swing at that and was under it. Gonna be 1-1. The pitch in there. He struck him out. I was one behind at the count. My mistake. And that was a really well thrown little breaking ball that caught the bottom edge of the plate there to strike out number 24, All. We'll bring up number 28, Hey. I apologize if I'm getting that name wrong. The pitch. Swung on and chopped towards second base. And that ball was hit, and it bounded over the pitcher's mound towards second base, and it was stopped, but nobody really got a handle on it. And that will load the bases. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Number 12, Borrego, the second baseman, up to bat. Low fastball for a strike. 0-1. Throw, swung on and chopped foul. Count will now be 0-2. And from the stretch, here comes the pitch. Swung on and chopped foul towards the Eagles' dugout. The umpire will give Fontoni a new ball for that. The count 0-2. Walking down from second base, the runner. Nobody covering the base. The pitch. Swung on and again chopped foul over towards the Eagles' dugout. This one will clear the backstop and roll out into the empty field in that side of this field. Bases loaded. Runner a long leadoff from second. Here comes the pitch. Outside for the first ball. The count will now be 1-2. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike three. He got him. For the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up number 9, the designated hitter, Gao. Bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom of the first. The pitch. Low. Ball 1. And that was a fastball in the middle of the plate, but below the knees. That ball was inside and caught the plate for a strike. And Gao, who's kind of crowding the plate, took that thinking it was inside, and that was a strike. That was a low outside fastball. And that'll be ball 2. Count is at 2-1. That was a low pitch that caught the strike zone. And the pitch. Swung and missed. He struck him out. And the Eagles, who will get 3 on, will strand all 3 of them without getting any across the plate. And NVC will get out of the bottom of the first scoreless. And we go to the top of the second.
I'm writing down names. I'm making lists.
All right, and now in the top of the second. My apologies, the bottom of the second. Now in the bottom of the second, we bring up the designated hitter, number 31, the pitch. Outside, fastball for a ball. pitch. An outside fastball. This one will hit the plate. Count will be 1-1. Bottom of the second of this 7-inning game. The pitch. Swung on, and that'll fall for a base hit out towards left field. And that was just a nice, firmly hit ball that was past anything the infield could handle and fell in the short outfield. And that'll get the designated hitter, number 31, comfortably to first base. And now we'll bring up number 25, the right fielder, Wyatt Dorman. Throw back to first. And diving back, the runner will be safe. Now from the stretch, the pitch. Inside, called strike. Yeah. Batter will step back into the batting box. The pitcher will throw. A fastball down the middle of the plate, swung and hit. The center fielder will come up under it and get that back in quickly to keep the first baseman from tagging up. And that'll bring up top of the order, third baseman, number 27, Caleb Jeske. And now Jeske, who took a walk his first time up, will hit the plate for the second time. And now from the stretch, the pitch will not come. It'll be a throwback to first, and the runner will dive back safely. Bottom of the second, 1 out. 0-2, the Storm are leading the Eagles. And the first pitch to Caleb Jeske. Again, a throwback to first, and the base runner will dive back safely. Now the pitch. That'll catch the outside corner of the plate for strike 1. Now the pitch. Low, ball 1. Only the second ball. Oh, throw back to first. Again, late. And the run will be safe. The pitch. An outside breaking ball that's not going to drop into the zone, and that's going to be ball 2. Number 31 taking a small lead off from first. And the pitch. That'll be a low fastball. That'll catch the bottom of the plate on the knees. That'll bring the count to 2-2. Now Jeske steps back into the batting box and gets ready to receive the next pitch. The throw. Taken low and outside. That'll fill out the count. Now we have a 1 out, full count. Runner on first. Pitcher's going to look back towards first. And the pitch. Swung on, chopped to the shortstop, turned to the second baseman, will take it and throw to first. Not in time. In fact, it'll get away from the first baseman. There'll be an out at second, but Jeske will be safe at first. And that was really legged out. That was a infield ball that was handled very well by the shortstop. But the second baseman threw a little low to the first baseman. He just wasn't able to dig it out. Now we bring up number 19, the shortstop, Chris. Schaefer. The pitch will be outside to catch the plate for a strike. Throw to first, and Jeske will dive back in plenty of time. Jeske stole second his first time on base today. Throw back to first, and again, Caleb will dive back in time. Pitcher took a while to look over there towards first base and keep an eye on the runner. Now the throw. Swung on and chopped foul. Count is 0-2. 2 outs. Bottom of the second. Storm leads 2-0. That's back to first. The pitch. Ooh! And that'll be low, bounce in front of the plate. And that actually hit number 19, and he'll take his base. I couldn't tell exactly where that hit him. I can't tell if it hit the dirt in front of his leg or if it bounced off of his calf. But either way, that pitch did hit him, and he'll take his base, and that'll move Jeske over to second. Runners on second and first as we welcome up number 17, the center fielder, Tony Diaz. The first pitch will be swung on and missed for a strike. From the stretch, look back to second, and the pitch. That one's in the dirt. That'll get away from the pitcher, or from the catcher. The runners will advance. And that'll bring the runners 90 feet closer to home. And that pitch was a curveball that bounced in front of the plate, and the catcher stopped it from hitting the backstop, but it got away from him and bounced forward up the first base line. And the pitcher went up and got it and threw to second, but not in time to get the out. So now from the stretch, he'll deliver again. And that one will catch the outside corner of the plate, and that'll be strike 2. There, Sato delivers. Low and outside. From the stretch. Delivery. High and inside. That'll fill the count. Payoff pitch. Low and outside for a walk. That'll fill the bases. And now the bases are full with 2 outs.
Yeah.
Coming to the plate is number 3, the first baseman, Andrew Mcmahon.
Yeah. I mean, where?
McMahon flew out last time. That pitch would be outside for a ball. Runners all take leadoffs. That'll be a low fastball that'll catch the zone. Counts now 1-1. McMahon, bat on his shoulder. Pitcher from the stretch, the throw. That'll be well outside for a ball. And Jeske will threaten from third on that, and the catcher will bluff a throw there, but nothing comes of that. And the runners return to their bases. And now they take leadoffs as they wait for the delivery. McMahon. Again, an outside fastball. Bases loaded, 2 outs. The pitch. Swung on, popped high. Going back on it, 2 different infielders. It'll be caught, and that will end the inning. Second baseman caught that fly out in deep in the infield, and that will end the inning. So now we wait for Santos, Sato, and Placios from the Eagles to come up in the top of the third. And now in the top of the third, number 3, the shortstop for the Laney Eagles, will come to bat against Tanner Fanotti, the right-handed pitcher. He'll get the sign, come set, and throw. That'll be a nice low outside fastball that'll catch the zone for the first strike of the inning. The next delivery, a low fastball, ball 1. That pitch swung and fouled very high, very far back over the backstop. Took a mighty rip at that pitch. Now the pitcher comes set and throws. Swung on and bounced foul over towards the Storm dugout. And the pitch. High and outside. That'll bring the count to 2-2. Here comes the pitch. And that'll be a breaking ball. It cuts in for a strike. He got him looking. That was a well-thrown breaking ball. That had a lot of movement on it. That just looked like it was going to be high and outside and popped into the zone nicely. So that'll bring up number 4, the third baseman. He'll take a strike for the first pitch. Now the pitch. Soto will take strike 2. Swung on and popped very high. First baseman's going to come in and take that. And that'll be out number 2. When that ball was hit high, the catcher went out for it, the pitcher went out for it, but in the end, it was the first baseman, number 3, Mcmahon, who reeled that ball in. And that'll be out number 2 of the inning. Now number 15, who flew out last time, will swing on the first pitch and miss for strike 2, or for strike 1 rather. That pitch swung on and bounded up to the center, to the shortstop, will throw to first. Late, and he'll be safe at first. And that ball was bounced very slowly up to the shortstop, who fielded it well and made a good throw to the first baseman, but just not quite fast enough to beat out the speedy center fielder, who will get an infield single. Now Mills, who got a single last time he was up, will come to the plate with 2 outs. Throw back to first, late. And the runner will dive back safely. Now pitching out at the stretch for the second time. Number 27 showed bunt on that and then pulled back out, but that ball fell into the strike zone nicely. That'll be strike 2. 2-0 now the pitch. Or 0-2 now the count. Glance back to first, and a throw to first, late, as the runner dives back safely. From the stretch, the pitch. Low and outside fastball, ball 1. Pitch. Moving on the pitch, an outside fastball. The runner will steal second as the throw comes outside and wide. But the batter will take that for a strike, and the count is now 1-2. 2 outs, runner in scoring position. The pitch. Swung on, bounced to the shortstop, who will field it and throw to first in time for the out. That was a well-hit ball, and the shortstop was able to get behind it and pick that up and get it off to the first baseman in plenty of time. And so another hairy inning that Fanotti will get himself out of. We go to the bottom of the third. Due up are Dominic Houghton, Bronson Wyman and Kobe Sherwood. Now the NVC Storm comes back up to bat. Up first is second baseman Dominic Houghton. Steps into the right-handed batter box. Waits for the pitch, which would be a nice breaking ball. Swung on and missed for strike one. That pitch was inside, and Fountain turned away from it. That'll be ball two. Pitch. Low. That'll be ball number three. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike two. And that was one heck of a hack that he took. But to no avail. Pitch swung and chopped past the third baseman, who did a glove on it but won't be able to field it. That'll be an infield hit. And that ball was hit very hard. And the third baseman dived to cover it and got some glove on the ball, but just wasn't able to reel it in. And there was no throw to first. Now we bring up number 24, Bronson Wyman. And that throw to second will not be in time, and that'll be a stolen base for Dominic Houghton. The pitch taken low for a ball. Wind's picking up here, moving from right field to left. See the trees moving out there in the distance. The pitch swung on and missed. Strike two. Count now 1-2. Runner on second from a first base, subsequently a stolen base. here in the bottom of the third with no outs. And now the pitch. Outside, swung on, chopped down the third baseline, foul. And that was an outside curveball that Wyman liked, and he took a chop at that and bounced it down the third baseline, but just barely foul. Now the pitch. Swung on and popped high. Catcher will come up underneath it, and he'll grab that. So a high pop-up will retire number 24, Bronson Wyman, and will bring up the catcher, Kobe Sherwood. He's going to loosen up and dig himself into his box. Runner on second, 1 out, and a fresh count. The pitch, a low fastball taken for the first strike. Now the pitcher will come to the stretch and deliver a low and outside fastball that'll not hit the zone and be ball 1. Pitcher's going to get the sign, come to the stretch, look back to second, and the pitch. A fastball with a curveball, again with a lot of movement, but going to be inside of the zone. We're going to call it, it's going to be foul ball. So look back to second. The pitch. Another low pitch. And the count will be 3-1 to Kobe Sherwood. Kobe Sherwood struck out his last time up. And the pitch. He'll take that, and that will fill the count. Now 3-2. Runner on second, 1 out. Sherwood's going to dig himself back into the box. And the pitch. That'll be low and outside. Ball 4, he walked him. Runners on 2 and 1. Looked like it was right at the knees and off the outside edge of the plate, away from the right-hander. And that'll put runners on first and second and bring up number 31, the designated hitter. I have to apologize. I can't find his name. The pitch. Outside. Ball 1. .31 hit a single his last time up. The pitch. He's going to take that outside. And that's going to be ball 1. The pitch. A fastball in there for a called strike. Jack Adkin, number 31, Jack Adkin. The pitch, swung and hit very high. Both fielders coming in on it. The center fielder will reach up and make the grab in shallow right center field. And that'll be the second out. Bringing up number 25, the right fielder, Wyatt Dorman. Dorman lined out to center field last time he was up. The pitch, inside curveball for a ball. The pitch, swung and hit very high. The pitcher coming up under it. The third baseman also coming up under it. And nobody's going to get it. It's going to fall. And that ball fell, counted for a hit. Jeske came all the way from first over to third and slid in. The third baseman who fielded that ball slid over to third base and beat first, but it wasn't a force out, and Caleb slid in safely with no tag applied to him, and Poughton was knocked across home plate, as Dorman has an RBI single that'll push the speedy Jeske over to third base. Now the Storm. My mistake, that wasn't Jeske. Yeah, who's at third right now? Sherwood? Catcher? Kobe? Kobe Sherwood, not Jeske, was the one who was knocked from third to first. Jeske is now at the plate. As you get back to the top of the order with 2 outs. The throw back to first, the runner will dive in safely. Bottom of the third, 3-0, Storm. 2 outs. Now from the stretch, the pitch. I'm going to catch the outside corner for a strike. Count is 0-1. Runners in the corners. And Dorman's going to take a lead off from first. That pitch was swung on and bounced down the third baseline. Foul. The third base coach tried to make a play on it and bounced out of his bare hand. The pitch taken, and the throw to second is going to bounce off the pitcher's mound. Oh wait, I was taken for a strike. That was an out. My mistake. Well, Jeske will strike out for the last out of the third as we go to the fourth. Scheduled up are Morrison, All, and Ahee. Number 31, Morrison, catcher for the Laney Eagles, up to bat. And here comes the pitch. Swung on. Foul. That ball was hit high and deep behind us, but very foul. 0-1 the count. The pitch. A breaking ball in there for a called strike. The pitch. Fastball with some movement on it, just outside the plate for the first ball of this inning. Counts now 1-2. The pitch. Swung on. Hit into center field. That'll fall for a base hit. Center fielder is going to pick it up and get it back in to hold the runner at first. A two-strike single by number 31, Morrison, of the Laney Eagles, who walked last time. Now we'll bring up all the left fielder who struck out his last time at bat, with a runner on first, who will take a leadoff. The pitch. Breaking ball coming back at the right-handed hitter. That'll catch the outside corner for a strike. The pitch. Outside fastball swung on, fouled over towards the Eagles' dugout. Too deep for anyone to make a play. Count is now 0-2. Now out of the stretch, the pitch is going to be low and outside for a ball. NVC pitching been very dominant this afternoon. Pitch swung on, grounded past the pitcher. The second baseman won't make a play on that. It'll bounce out to center field. And the runner on first will advance to third. And that was hit right up the middle, just towards the first base side of the mound. And the second baseman made a diving play at that and wasn't able to field the ball, which squirted out into center field. But the center fielder came up and made the throw to third, but not in time, or made a throw to second. Hold the runner at first. Number 31 will advance over to third base. Now Fautoni, who has let up a few walks and a few hits, has runners at the corners with no outs here in the top of the fourth. Let's go back to first. And now we'll set in the stretch and throw an outside fastball. What we call a ball. Pitch. That was a check swing, and the umpire is going to say he went. That's going to bring the count to 1-1. Swung on a missed. That was an outside fastball that was chased out of the zone. No outs. Runners on first and third. 2 strikes. Pitcher's going to step off the rubber as all of the runners return to their bases and now take their leadoffs again. Look first, as the wind gusts from right to left, the pitcher will throw, swing. That'll be a base hit into right field. 1 run will score. Runner on first will advance to second, and that is an RBI single for number 28, the right fielder Ahee. Second single of the day for him. That'll bring up the second baseman, number 12, Borrego, as the storm comes together for a meeting at the pitcher's mound, and the head coach will walk out to have a chat with them. Well, Fatoni, who has been dominant for most of this game, has started to fall apart this inning and allowed his first run as the three-run lead, now drops to a 2-run lead. Number 12, Borrego, is going to take a practice swing before he steps into the box. Now he waits for the umpire's signal, taps the plate, and digs in. And the pitch. Swung on and bounded towards second base, and nobody's there to pick it up. That one's going to roll into shallow center field, and another run will score. And now our 3-run lead has become a 1-run lead as the Eagles score one more, and that's an RBI single for number 12, Borrego, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, number 9, Gal. Did 2 score? Did 1 score or 2?
I don't know.
No, only 1 scored. Yeah, because no one was walked. Yeah, everyone scored singles. Now Gal, the designated hitter, who struck out his last time up, will come up to bat. Still no outs here in the top of the 4th. The pitch. Bunted, and the pitcher will pick it up. He's throw to first in time. And that was bunted straight up the middle. The pitcher came in fast to field it. The first baseman had to run back to the bag before the pitcher could make the throw. Then when the throw finally did come, it was high and outside, but the first baseman was able to field it and reel it in before the runner made it. Runners on second and first, though, advance, and now there are runners on third and second. So 2 runners in scoring position, with Santos, the shortstop, who has gotten out twice up to bat, and he'll take an outside fastball, first pitch for a ball. The pitch gonna come low and down the center of the plate, and that'll bring the count to 1-1. count now 2-1. Runners on first and second, or runners on second and third rather. 1 out with a 1-run lead. The pitch swung on and missed. That's strike 2. And Santos tried to check that swing, but not until well after he'd passed the plate. And here comes the pitch. Well outside. That pitch missed badly off the outside of the plate, and that'll fill the count out. Now number 3 digs himself back in the batting box and takes a pitch that he grounds to the pitcher, who throws to first. And that was very well played. No! The throw to second is going to get away. First runner is going to score. To throw to home is not going to make it. And 2 runs will score off of a throwing error. The score now 4-3. So that play, there was a ground ball hit back to the pitcher who fielded it very well, bluffed to third to keep the runner home, and then threw to first to get the second out of the inning. The first baseman then threw to second base, and nobody was able to handle the ball, and it made it out to left field, allowing the runner from third to easily score. The runner from second came in to score, and throw to home was wide, and the tag wasn't able to come in and be made. The pitch. Breaking ball in for a strike. And so now with 1 out, the top of the 4th, and that's strike 3 swing, and he struck him out. And that'll end the inning. But 4 runs will score here in the top of the 4th as we go on to the bottom. Due up, the second baseman, the left fielder, and the catcher, Houghton, Wyman, and Sherwood. Number 19 makes his way to the plate for the Napa Valley Storm, Cole Schaefer, the first baseman. Apologies, the shortstop. Hit a home. He'll take a ball. His first time up, he hit a 2-run home run deep out into center field straight away. The pitch. Outside, ball 2. Now 0-2. The count, or rather 2-0 the count. The pitch. Outside, ball 3. He was hit by a pitch his second time up, so he's 1 for 1. The shortstop. Who will take the fourth pitch for a ball, and that'll walk him out to first base. So he'll save 1 for 1 on the day with a home run, a hit by pitch, and a walk, and that'll bring up number 17, the center fielder, Tony Diaz. Now the Eagles are all going to come together on the mound with number 17 up. Number 17, the center fielder, is 0 for 0 today. He took 2 walks, both from this pitcher. Runner on first. The go-ahead run at the plate. Storm led this game with a 2-run lead, which they extended to a 3-run lead, shutting out the Eagles through the third, and then in the top of the fourth, they let in 4 runs, 2 off of a 2-out throwing error. A pitching change for the Laney Eagles. They'll bring up number 14. I apologize, I can't find his name on the roster. If anyone in the chat knows this pitcher's name, please let me know. Now he takes the last of his warm-up pitches as the base runners make their way back. And number 17, the center fielder, Tony Diaz, makes his way back to the plate. Everybody gets set. And we are back underway. The pitch. Low breaking ball. Dug out of the dirt by the catcher. Will stare down to first base. The count 0-1. Apologies, 1-0. The pitch. He'll take a high fastball. That'll be ball 2. Swung on and bounded to the third baseman. Will throw to second. Throw to first. That'll be called out for a double play. And that will bring up with 2 outs. Number 3, the first baseman, Andrew Mcmahon. Now with the bases empty and 2 outs, Andrew Mcmahon up to bat. The first delivery is low for ball 1. He'll take that pitch for a called strike. The count being 1-1. Infielders back. That pitch, a low breaking ball, or rather an outside breaking ball. But it'll get away from the catcher and be ball 2. The count now 2-1. The pitch, swung on and missed, strike 2. That was a low fastball. And McMahon took a wave at that one and wasn't able to make contact. Now 2-2, the count. McMahon will receive the pitch. Outside curveball. And that'll fill the count. Full count, 2 outs, nobody on the base. Bottom of the 4th. The Storm behind by 1. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. He got him. And that'll end the inning for the Storm. Due up next are Soto, the center fielder, and Mills for the Laney Eagles. Number 22, Tanner Fernati, back on the mound as the Storm take the field to defend against the Laney Eagles here in the top of the 5th. 3 full innings left to go here in this 7-inning game, the first of 2. The second game of this doubleheader is going to start 30 minutes after the conclusion of this one. The pitch, low and inside, ball one. Pitch. 2-1 the count. As Photoni delivers. And that'll be a breaking ball that falls into the zone. That was a nice pitch. Count 2-2 now. Up to bat number 4. Rather 15, who strikes out swinging on a curveball in the dirt. That'll bring up number 27, Mills, to bat with 1 out. The pitch. That'll be high for a called strike 1. Or that'll be high for ball 1, not a strike. Now the pitch. That'll be grounded out to the second baseman, who will field it and throw to first in time. That was a fantastic play by the second baseman, who bounced after that ball and stopped it from making its way out to the infield. That was a very hard hit ground ball. Now number 31, Morrison, at the plate. He's 1 for 1 with a walk and a single. No swing on the second pitch he sees. And that'll bring the count to 1-1. The pitch. Taken low. 2-1 now the count. The pitch, that'll be a breaking ball in there to even the count at 2. That was a nice inside breaking ball that just caught a corner of the plate. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and bounded to the shortstop, who will pick it up and throw the first in time for the out. And after a 4-run inning last time they were up, the Eagles will go down 1-2-3, and that will bring up the Storm here in the bottom of the 5th. Now Dominic DJ Poughton comes to the plate. Number 1, the second baseman, has gotten 2 singles today. We hoped for another hit against number 14, pitcher from the Eagles. The pitch. Outside fastball. Ball 1. He'll take second pitch, hitting that inside corner at the bottom of the plate for strike 2. The pitch is going to get away from the catcher. That's going to be an inside ball 2. The athletic trainer making the fastest 40-yard time that I've seen an athletic trainer ever make to go get that ball from in front of the backstop. The pitch. That'll be in the dirt for ball 3. The wind being very inconsistent here today and coming and going. The pitch. He'll take that. Strike 2 to even up the count. Count is full at 3-2. The wind gusting. That was a beautiful 40-yard. The pitch swung on and hit foul over the Eagles' dugout. Now as the second baseman steps back into the box, the pitcher gets the sign and comes set. Swung on and again hit foul over the Eagles' dugout. Twice in a row, those balls fell in almost the exact same spot. The pitch. Outside, ball 4, he walked him. And that'll be a leadoff walk for Dominic Fountain to start the bottom of the 5th. Now 24, the left fielder, Bronson Wyman, up to bat. The pitch, he bunts it. The pitcher's going to pick that up, turn, and throw to first base for the out. A very well-executed sacrifice bunt. The very speedy Dominic Fountain was able to make it to second base before anyone had a play on him. The only play was to first, so now with 1 out, a runner on second, as number 6 catcher, Sherwood, comes to the plate. Fountain, with no one holding him at second, takes a casual leadoff. The pitch. High, ball 1. Catcher showed bunt on that and then pulled back and didn't like the pitch. Fountain finding his way back to the bag and back off. The right fielder almost all the way against the right field fence. Sherwood's going to take that pitch almost right down the middle of the plate for strike 1. Count now 1-1. Only 315 to that corner of the field out there in right field. Very cozy field over there. And 390 straight away. The pitch. A big curveball taken for strike 2. Lots of movement on that pitch. That'll bring the count to 1-2. No out, or 1 out. Runner on second. The Storm behind by 1 here at the top in the bottom of the 5th. The batter calls time to dig in. And come set. Now out of the stretch, the pitch. Swung on and bounced to the shortstop, who will pick it up and throw to first, but the runner will advance to third. And so a sacrifice grounder from the left field, or from the catcher, as the tying run sits at third with 2 outs. Number 31, the designated hitter, up to take a swing. The delivery, low, fastball in the dirt. 31 puts up his hand to tell the runner at third to stay there because the ball didn't get away from the catcher. Pitcher gets the sign, comes set in the stretch, and delivers. That was an outside fastball taken, and that pitch just hit the rubber, just hit the outside of the black on the plate. Called a strike. Very nice pitch. This one came inside on the right-hander, a fastball. Be taken for a ball, 3-1. The pitch. Low, and he'll draw a walk. 2-out walk for the designated hitter, who has gotten a single and flown out aside. Having himself a fairly good day. Bring up the number 9 hitter, number 25, the right fielder, Wyatt Dorman. Dorman lined out to center field on a hard hit ball his first time up, and then his second time up, hit a single. Now hoping to bat in the tying run with the go-ahead run aboard. Runners at first and third, 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. Throw back to first, overthrown, and that's going to bring Poughton in. That's going to bring the runner at first all the way over to second. And on a wild throw to first, the Storm is going to tie this up. Runner's still in scoring position as the runner on first advanced to second. Dorman still hasn't taken a pitch, at least in this at-bat. And he steps into the box and gets ready. The pitcher gets the sign and pitches a low fastball that'll be taken for ball 1. And that pitch was well overthrown. That throw to first base was well overthrown. And Poughton, who is at third base, basically just had to trot home. The pitch inside, that'll be ball 2. The trees just past the fence at this field moving like crazy, showing large amounts of wind as soon as you get off the ground here. The pitch swung on, grounded, foul. That one was very close, hardly foul, but foul. And that'll bring the count to 2-1. The pitch swung on and missed, strike 2. That'll bring the count even. And he took a hack at that. He really wanted to meet that ball and send it flying. Pitcher will get the sign, look back at second, and deliver. A curveball swung on a hit to left field. That'll fall for a base hit. He's waved round. He'll come home, and there's not even a throw home. He'll make it home, and the Storm has retaken the lead, 5-4. I think he's right over there. And that'll bring up the designated hitter, top of the order, number 27, Caleb Jeske. After Wyatt Norman hits an RBI single. Caleb Jeske, who's walked, hit a fielder's choice. And that'll be a grounder to short. That'll be picked up, shoveled to second for the force out and the last out of the inning. But the Storm will retake the lead here in the bottom of the fifth as we go to the top of the sixth. 2 full innings left to play here at NVC in this first game of this doubleheader. Coming to the plate for the Laney Eagles, number 24, All. The left fielder, he struck out his first time up and hit a single his second. And the pitch swung on and bounced foul down the third baseline. The pitch, a high breaking ball. That'll be just a little too high. One and one the count. The pitch, high, and that'll sneak away from the catcher. Umpire wants a new ball in play, and he'll send one up to the pitcher. Top of the sixth, no outs. Pitch, outside for a ball. High pop up. Second baseman's going to come over to play it. Shortstop came back and played that in very shallow left field for the first out of the game. And that'll bring up number 23, my apologies, 28, for the Laney Eagles. The pitch. And he went on that one. They're going to call it a strike. A check swing, and he did go around. That pitch is going to be a low fastball for a ball. 2-1 now. The count. And the pitch. Outside, ball 3. And he went badly with that fastball. Probably about 1.5 feet off the edge of the plate, at least. Did he go? And he did. Strike 2. That was a check swing, and he wasn't able to check soon enough. He just went around far enough, and that'll fill the count. The payoff pitch. Swung on and grounded. Short. The third baseman's going to come in to field it. And the first base umpire will call that ball dead. Not sure why that play was called dead. Oh, it hit off his body? Okay. Last pitch, high and outside, ball 4, he walked him. That's only the second walk that Fonati has allowed through his 5 complete innings of work here. Pitched very well. Let up a handful of runs in the 4th, but has come back in and pitched a very good 5th inning. That pitch swung on and hit foul off the first base side. Now with 1 out and a runner on first. And he delivers. And that'll be an inside strike. It's a nice fastball. Counts 0-2. The pitch swung on and bounced foul. Apparently the reason that ground ball was called dead was because it hit off the batter's body after it hit his bat. And from the stretch, the pitch. Swung on and flown high. The catcher coming up under it, or the third baseman coming up under it. And Caleb Jeske from third base came in and made that pitch probably about 2/3 of the way to the pitcher's mound from there. And that ball hung plenty long for him to be able to make that. Runner on first would not advance. And that'll bring up number 9, the designated hitter, Gao. Two outs, fresh count. Runner on first. No runs have scored this inning. The pitch. That'll catch the outside corner for a strike. out of the stretch. An outside fastball is going to be ball 1, and that'll be 1-1 to the designated hitter. The runner on first taking a short leadoff. The pitch swung on and missed, strike 2. And that was an inside fastball that fooled Gao, and he took a wave and wasn't able to make contact. Now 1-2 the count. Top of the 6th, 2 outs. Runner on first. The pitch swung on and missed, strike 3. He got him. And that will end the top of the inning. As we head to the bottom of the 6th, the Storm lead 5-4. Gusts starting to pick up here at NVC Field. The wind's anywhere from 5 to 25 miles an hour, depending on the moment you measure it, causing some fun air currents for these fielders to have to deal with. The pitch outside, that'll catch the outside corner for a called strike on number 19, the shortstop, Cole Schaefer. Here comes the pitch to him. He'll take strike 2 on that outside corner. Outside fastball quickly runs the count to 0-2 in the bottom of the 6th. The pitch swung on and grounded up through the hole. No one will have a play on that, and that'll be a ground ball single. 2 strikes for number 19, Nicole Schaefer. Now the center fielder, number 17, Tony Diaz, comes to the plate. Diaz has walked twice and grounded into a double play. Shows bunt and pulls back. Takes an inside fastball for a strike. Runner on first, takes a small lead off. The pitch. Low and inside, ball 2. Apologies, ball 1. Count is now 1-1. And that pitch was a curveball that came down to the dirt. And number 19 from first was leading off hard, and The catcher bluffed down towards him to force him back to the bag. Now the pitch. Outside breaking ball. Ball 2. Ball 3. Swung on, bounced to the shortstop, picked, thrown to second, throw to first. In time for the out, double play. So after letting a single, the pitcher will force a double play. Tony Diaz's second double play in a row, and second of the afternoon, to bring up with 2 outs. Number 3, Mcmahon. The pitch. Low and outside, but going to catch the plate. That's a fastball for strike 1. Now the pitch. Swung on and grounded to the second baseman. The throw to first in time. And the Storm will get a single and then still go down 1-2-3 here at the bottom of the 6th. We go to the last inning of this first game of this doubleheader when we come back. So it would seem the Storm is looking to get a complete game out of their starter as Tanner Finotti comes out for his 7th inning after starting this game. First batter he'll come up against is the top of the order. The pitch. Fastball on the outside corner. Going to be called a strike. Second pitch, a low fastball on the outside. Takes the count straight to 0-2. Finotti moving fast this whole afternoon, not taking a lot of time between pitches. Gives his third one, and it's a low fastball for a ball as a new ball is put in play. 1-2 the count. To number 3. And here comes the pitch. An outside breaking ball. Broke directly away from the left-hander. And he laid off that. Count's now 2-2. That was an outside fastball to that got away from the catcher to fill this inning, or to fill this count at 3-2. Payoff pitch. Outside, ball 4, and he'll give up his third walk of the afternoon as the shortstop makes his way out to first base. The shortstop who's currently playing offense, the shortstop for the Eagles. Catcher jogged out to the mound to have a quick little chat with the pitcher. Lock his head back in. Out of the stretch, he gets the sign, comes set at his belt, and delivers. A low fastball, strike 1. The batter steps back into his right-handed box and shows bunt. The pitch. Inside. The batter pulled back from that. They're going to say that that was a swing. It was too inside to be a called strike. 0-2. Now the count. And the batter will call time. The base runner on second. And the batter will now speak with the first base coach. A little bit off the line. Oh. Thank you. What? Now this conference is complete. Number 3 will head out to second base. And the batter will step back into his box. Or work his way back that direction. At the very least. No outs, runner on second. The Storm lead by 1. Fatoni in his 7th inning of pitching. The batter in shows bunt. The pitcher steps off the bag. Everyone will reset. Pitcher gets the sign. Comes set. Stretch. Delivery. Low ball bunted. Throw to first. Not in time. It was high, and the first baseman had to jump to get to it. And there was nothing they could do. And with that, the runner at second is pushed to third, and there's now runners in the corner as the Storm isn't able to handle a ground ball bunt. Very well bunted ball. Put up and stopped pretty much equidistant from home plate, the pitcher's mound, and third base. And it was fielded quickly. Now the Storm will come in and they'll all have a chat with their coach at the pitcher's mound. As the players find their positions again, the catcher gets back into his squat The batter comes ready. The go-ahead run is aboard. Throw back to first. Not in time. And that was a good throw and a good tag, but the speedy first base runner was able to dive back to the bag in time to keep from being thrown out. And it was a high fastball taken. Ball one. Big gust of wind moving the foliage around here in this lush valley. The pitch. Swung on, bounced to the shortstop, throw to second in time. Throw to first. Got him out. One run will score. And the Eagles will tie this game on a ground into double play. There are now 2 outs in the top of the 7th, all tied at 5. Now the pitch. Very inside, and the pitcher and the batter has to lean away from that in the right-hand batter's box to keep from taking a chunk of leather to him. The pitch. Breaking ball. Outside. Called strike. 1-1 now the count. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Tipped foul. Strike 2. 1-2 the count. 2 outs. Top of the 7th. All tied. Pitch. Low and outside. Ball 3. Or ball 2, rather. Now the count. Even at 2. 2 outs. Nobody on. Tied. Top of the 7th. Pitch. Low to fill the count. 3-2. Swung on and bounded to the second baseman, who will bobble it and isn't able to make the play. And now, after working to a full count, an error by the second baseman will put the go-ahead run aboard. With number 31, Morrison, up to swing. The pitch. That's going to get the bottom of the zone for strike 1. Morrison has walked, hit a single, and grounded out so far this game. Pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. Pitch. Low. Ball 2. The throw to first. The tag. Late. Ball tag called late. That was a pitch. The runner went to go. The catcher picked it up and threw it down to first. The first baseman grabbed it and applied a tag to the base runner, who had moved away from the bag and now was running back. And it was a very close play. The second base umpire called it. The secondary umpire called it safe. And that pitch was beaten off by Morrison, number 31. Now 1-2 the count. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. He got him. And that'll bring up the last 3 regulation outs for the Napa Valley Storm. Well, it's been an exciting game so far, and that's bound to continue as tied in the bottom of the 7th, the last regulation inning of this game. Number 1, DJ Poughton up to bat. The pitch swung on, grounded, past the shortstop. That's a base hit. Now the go-ahead runner's on first. And Poughton is now 3 for 3 on the day with 1 walk and 3 hits. That'll bring up 24, the left fielder, Bronson Wyman. Wyman today has struck out, flown out, and hit a sacrifice bunt to move Poughton from first to second in the 5th inning. It's a new day, it's a new life for me. And now he steps up to bat with no outs and the go-ahead run aboard in the bottom of the 7th inning. And here's the pitch. Low and outside. Ball 1. Poughton stepping far off the bag. The pitch. That's going to catch the lower outside corner. It's now 1-1. Back to the bag is Poughton first as he slowly moves his way out. Takes about a 7 or 8 foot lead. Bat off of his shoulder. Ready for the pitch. Bounded. Past the second baseman. That'll be out for a hit. Poughton will move over to third base and stay there. There's now runners at the corners. With 2 hits in a row from the Storm. And the first hit of the night for Bronson Wyman. Now the catcher, number 6, Kobe Sherwood, is up. Sherwood has struck out, taken a walk, and hit a sacrifice grounder. Oh. And he'll be given an intentional walk. And the pitcher will intentionally load the bases. Won't even pitch around. Right. But still. And the pitch. A low curveball. Ball 1. Still no outs. Bases loaded. Force out on every bag. The pitch. Another low curve in the dirt. Now 2-0. The runners all take small leads. The pitch. Outside. Ball 3. 3-0 the count. Bases loaded. Tied. Bottom of the 7th. Number 31, designated hitter, who has hit a single, flown out, and taken a walk up to bat. The pitch. That's a low fastball that just catches the zone. Counts 3-1. And the pitch. Low, and that'll catch the zone. Count now 3-2. The pitch. Bounced up to the shortstop who can't do anything with it. But it'll bounce off, what's his name? It hit him. What a... Well, that grounder hit the base runner running from second to third and was ruled an interference on the field, making that play dead. So now there'll be a convening at the mound for the Eagles as they talk over the best way to proceed from here as their coach comes out to speak with them. The bases stay loaded, the game stays tied. Now 25, the right fielder, Wyatt Dorman, will come up to bat, hoping to knock someone home. There's one out. Runners on all three bases. Dorman today is lined out to center field and hit 2 singles. Looking for a third. The umpire will call time as the first base coach from the Eagles comes out to speak with the home plate ump. The Eagles pitcher has a few questions for the second base umpire as they all get on the same page before the umpire returns behind the plate and tells the players to play ball. Now with a fresh count, Dorman asks for time, steps out, then steps back in. From the stretch, the pitch. Low curveball. In the dirt. Catcher, not quite handling it, still keeps it in front of him, plays it very well, and holds the runners where they are. Now the batter steps back into his box. 1-0 the count. The pitch. Swung on, tipped foul. 2-0 the count. Or 1-1 the count. Now has the sign. Comes set. Delivers. Swung on, bounded to the shortstop, picked up, thrown home, throw to first, goes wild, nobody's there, and scoring from third base is number 6, the catcher, Kobe Sherwood, and that will end the game on an overthrow to first, searching for an out, and the Storm will win in the bottom of the 7th, 5-6. Join us in 30 minutes from now as we start the second game of this doubleheader at 3:15.